It is Sunday night, and you know what that means. It is the Sunday Night League. And stop me if you've heard this one before, because we are at GTE Season 2, round number 4 at Lago Maggiore Reverse. This is last week's race that we tried to host, but due to issues, we could not. So we're just going to have a look and see if everybody who is entered is on the circuit, and I can see them. Not on the circuit, so I can see Yokas, which is brilliant. So I can see Yokas. I will just tell him I can see him. I see you, Yokas. So we should have a good run, although Bunnies has just left the room. We are 4 minutes away from qualifying, so whilst we're waiting for everybody to get themselves sorted and ready, it looks like it's a lot more stable than last week, hopefully, he says, tapping the wood that is all around. If you hear some echoing, I am in a new room, I am in a new house. I was talking about it last week. This is our first broadcast at the new home, first hosting. It shouldn't be any issues. We have got unbelievable speeds from the fibre optic broadband. But let's talk about round number 4, Lago Maggiore at the GTE Championship here at the Sunday Night League. Thank you everybody that's joining us live here. We are on GT7, and it has been a story of who can beat Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho leading the championship in his Hyundai with 75 points, a perfect score from Matt Psycho so far. In second is CRL DeWill in his Mitsubishi with 56. Third is Penguino with 54, joint with Tiger, who's also on 54. Fifth is Digweed with 44 points, although Digweed I can't see here. So I don't think he's joined either, and we're only 3 minutes away from qualifying. Sixth place is Bunnies in his Nissan. He missed the second round. Aloe is in 7th in his Genesis. 8th is Rob on drums in his Mitsubishi. 9th is Wolfbane, the team boss of Alfa Romeo, who joined us at round number 3. Came second, his best results in GTE. 10th is Jim, who was unable to join us at Belgium, but is here. His final race of the season, because unfortunately we've had to delay by a week. He's missing next week. Yokas in 11th with 18. Cinemod 12th with 15. Yonovan 13th with 14. Daz in 14th place with 10 in his Alfa Romeo. Tiny Terror in his Alfa with 10. Noxie unable to join us for the rest of the season. He is in 16th place in his Alfa Romeo. And then we have Pat in 17th, the Super Sub, who's not here this week. And 18th place, 19th is AJ Wuhan with 5 points, who is taking Nox's place at Alfa Romeo. Penguino's just left the room because Rob on drums couldn't see him. I could, though. Gazman has joined. Let's see if he is here. Hopefully he is. No, I can't see Gazman. Has he entered? Not yet. Okay, so that'll be why I can't see him. Digweed isn't here, though. Evening, Wolfbane, and good evening, Mika. Thank you for joining us live in the chat. Say hello. Tell us where you're from as well if you're new to the Sunday Night League. We are close to 100 subscribers as well. Mitsubishi are leading the Teams Championship with 126 points. They have got a 14-point lead over Nissan, who have 112. Hyundai have 107 and Genesis 106. So it's 20 points between the top 4 teams in the GTE Championship. Alfa Romeo have got 60 points. So 60 points. So Gazman is en route. So hopefully, is Gazman in the race? Let's see. Let's check. We've got everybody. Gazman's there. I can see everyone that is entered. I can see everyone. So after last week, we are in a fantastic position to start this qualifying session. So let me get everything underway. We have a 10-minute session here in GTE, and the qualifying times, I'll tell you those once we get out on track, because I don't want to delay any more. We don't have Digweed in the Mitsubishi though, which is a shame. So I will tell the guys that qualifying is starting. Qualifying starts now. 10 minutes around here. So 10 minutes around Lago. And the tyre situation is as follows as we go on board with Tiger around this beautiful circuit in Italy. All teams are running medium tyres, but the team bosses get the chance to run with different tyres. So this weekend we have got Alfa Romeo and Nissan running on the softs. So they will be the soft runners. And you can see here Tiger is intending to start his race on the mediums. So he's starting on the mediums, driving down to the tight left-hand hairpin at turn number 7. In hard tyres are Genesis, Hyundai and Mitsubishi, so they're on the hards. So we've got a good split of tyres. We've got the softs on the Alphas and the Nissans and hards on everybody else's. Now this is the top end of the circuit and this is very high speed. This right-handed, we've got the wall now on the exit as well. This is where a pit lane comes out and we can see Tiger blipping the limiter, coming down to the left-hander, and then we've got the end of the circuit, which is a tight little twisty section. It's got a nice gap actually, looking at the map as Tiger. So Tiger was very quick here last week when we were driving around and trying to set times. It's great that we've got 14 drivers here. It's a shame we haven't got Digweed here for some reason, but he didn't inform us that he wasn't going to be here. But we've got everybody else in, and hopefully we can have a problem-free race. The race is 35 laps, should take just over an hour, and it's going to be an incredibly tactical race. So we've got the medium tyres on AJ Wuhan as well, so he'll be coming into the pits. Tiny Terror though, he's on the soft tyres to start the race, so he's going out for a lap, and you can tell lots of people coming into the pits right now. I think that was a Lowy in the background on hard tyres. He'll be starting the race. Oh, Tiny Terror having a small error going into turn 1. This Alfa Romeo has proven to be very tricky at turning. It's very tail happy. A lot of the drivers are struggling with it. Thank you everybody who's watching the Sunday Night League here live on YouTube, and we are having a fantastic time with it so far. Tell us where you're watching from as well. Good evening, Mama Sykes. Hello. Fingers crossed, no problems. Hopefully so. Stop the count in Alpha 234, says Wolfbane. And Dom, who is Cinemod, says second take of round 4. He was here last week. I've just revealed his secret identity as well. He was driving for Genesis. He will be at Suzuka for Genesis, replacing Jim. As mentioned before, Jim cannot make it to the race. But we're watching Tiny Terror come through the fast right, left, right of the end of the circuit. The top end of the circuit. This is the highest point. You can see in the background, I believe that's Tiger after his pit stop. So Tiger has really not had much traffic at all. As I suddenly get all the information from YouTube appear on my large screen in front of me, which is a little bit of a distraction. Hopefully everything is running fine. It seems to be on here. So Tiny Terror coming down towards the tight left-hander. This is a great opportunity here to make a move, but you're on the outside of the next corner. So it is very flowing, is this circuit. It's very technical at points. Personal favourite of mine, actually. I'm a bit jealous of the drivers coming around here. It's one of my favourites, personally. The reverse layout as well. And Tiny Terror coming around to complete a lap. What does he do? A good time would be under 2 minutes. He's done a 2:02. So at the moment, not super competitive. We've got Rob on drums coming through to complete his lap on the medium tyres. He's been chased down and he set a 2:014. Yokas just behind him has set a 2:042. Expect to see Yokas on track, but Penguino has set the fastest time in his Genesis, a 2 minute 0.6 for Penguino in the Genesis. De Will in third place. Mitsubishi did not have a good round at Spa. They lost a lot of advantage in the Teams Championship, and they're losing more of an advantage here as well. Tiger Digweed not in the race, so I don't know where he is. Let's have a look around the circuit to see who is completing a lap. Jim's had a bit of a scruffy lap on his last one. Let's have a look at Tiger then. Let's go on board with him on a full race lap. Qualifying mode has been activated in the Tiger. We'll look to see how much time we've got left. We've got 6 minutes 14 left. The Tiger is up by 1.3 seconds on Penguino. He's on the soft tyres in this Nissan. This Nissan around Lago is a missile, but is he going to be balked a little bit by the Alfa Romeo Tiny Terror in front of him? Now, it won't be deliberate. Tiny is on a lap, but you can see the speed difference. Tiny only has, well, he has soft tyres actually, so Tiny will hopefully see that Tiger is behind him as we are on board with Tiger, the Nissan driver. He's currently joint third in the championship, pushing for second overall, 2 points behind De Will. The championship really is Matt Psycho's to lose. Matt Psycho could actually win the championship here today, if it all goes well for him. Oh, Tiger just getting held up a little bit out of the final corner. Nothing that could be done though, but he set a very quick time, a 1:57.8 for Tiger. Don't know if you could see. Rob on drums then goes into second place. Let's try and find Matt Psycho, as he will be coming round. He's the championship leader. Daz has put himself into second place in the Alfa Romeo. Fantastic lap there for Daz on the soft tyres as well. Bunny's in third place in his soft-tyred Nissan. Gazman's put himself fifth in the Hyundai. These cars looked very quick here last weekend. Matt Psycho going a bit deeper into that corner, ties the line. As we see Jonovan in the wall in his Nissan. He's probably got the power on a little bit too hard, maybe a bit of TC. And Matt Psycho does not go on pole. Does not go on pole. He's second, 1/10 behind Tiger in his Nissan, and 8/10 of a second ahead of Daz in his Alfa Romeo. We've not seen that Alfa as high up as third place yet this season. Bunny's in fourth. Fifth is Penguino in his Genesis. Sixth is Gazman, the team principal of Hyundai, stepping in now for the rest of the season. Rob on drums is in seventh place. De Will in eighth. De Will second in the championship so far, not having the best of times. Jim is in ninth place in his Genesis. 10th is Aloe. 11th is Yokas. Tiny Terror is in 12th. Jon is in 13th. And AJ Wuhan is in 14th at the moment. He hasn't had a clean lap. So Tiger having a slow lap as well. Let's see if we can find someone near the end of their lap. Daz is coming through the final few corners. He's got quite a little bit of time actually. Surprised how much time there is. Looks like tiny brake checked Tiger, says Cinemod. I think there maybe is an issue maybe between those two, whether there's a bit of an issue. Daz has gone very well, setting a very competitive time within a tenth of his best lap, sliding the Alpha we've seen. Matt Psycho though is setting purples, taking advantage maybe of Tiger having a bit of traffic on his lap. We've all got time though to have another go. Let's have a look. See. So we've got just over 2 minutes left, so they've all got a chance to improve their lap times. Wow! Matt Psycho's done a 1:57.031. He is on the medium tyres as well. The Hyundai is proving very quick. There is Gazman in his Hyundai. Not having the best of runs so far. There is De Will in 8th place, 21 seconds down on his best, so he's not going to be setting any purples right now. Penguino, please do not chat in the chat. It distracts people. Penguino in 5th. He's got his hazards on. A few people going off at the end of this session. Got Matt Psycho in the gravel. AJ Wuhan is in 14th place. He's not set a clean lap yet. Yokas there in 12th place. Jonovan 11th. AJ Aloe is in 10th. Somebody's setting green sectors. I think Yokas is. Got just over a minute left. Thank you everybody that's watching us. Oh, Yokas running wide, maybe clipping the wall on the exit. You can see this interesting pit exit on the inside of the corner. This downhill left-hander goes on forever at turn number 13. And then we've got the longest straight on the circuit down towards turn 14, which is tight left-hander. Yokas attacks. And Tiger is in the pits, doing a pit stop. He's not going to have time though to get back on the circuit after his pit stop. So Yokas in 13th place. He's not had a very good lap. Matt Psycho though looks to be on pole with Tiger in 2nd, Daz in 3rd, Bunnies is in 4th, 5th looks to be Penguino, 6th is Gazman, 7th is Rob on drums, and De Will down in 8th place. So Mitsubishi not having the best of times. We are going to start this race. We are a week late starting it, but it's better late than never here at the Sunday Night League. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you everybody that is watching. Thank you everybody that's had patience as well. This game, when it works, is fantastic. Oh, we've got cars going all over the place. Hopefully that's not an indication of problems. So Matt Psycho on pole position, Tiger in 2nd, Daz in 3rd for Alfa Romeo, 4th Bunnies, 5th Penguino, 6th Gazman, 7th Rob on drums, and 8th. 2nd place in the championship is De Will. We've got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights. Oh, interesting. We're going into this mode. Why have we gone into this mode? Why am I being shown this? I don't want to be in this. Well, this is unprecedented. What is this? Well, we've got Tiger leading from Bunnies in the Nissan. I'm going to change and hopefully I can spectate. There we go. Oh, my word. There are the problems. Tiger then leading from Bunnies and Rob on drums up into 3rd place already. Matt Psycho down to 4th with Penguino in 5th. Daz down to 6th in his medium tyres. 7th is De Will on his mediums. 8th is AJ Wuhan. 9th is Yokas. 10th is Aloe. 13th is Jonovan, and Jim is in 14th place. What has happened to Jim? Jim's been hit from behind, it looks like. So Tiger leading for Nissan. Chris Boo will be very happy to see his boys 1st and 2nd in this race. We've got the Canadian. And we've got onboard cameras before we visit a 3rd distance. That is brilliant to see. Bunnies then in 2nd place for Nissan as a wobble happens for him, but also for his teammate just up ahead of him. But Bunny's running wide. Bunnies has made a small error. That means he'll be under attack, but we can see Rob on drums is under pressure from Matt Psycho and Penguino in the Genesis. They're both Genesis cars, but one is a Hyundai, the other is a Genesis. Matt Psycho trying to look on the inside of the exit of turn 13. Can he get the move done before they go into turn 14? He's in a great position to put his car there on the inside. But no, Rob on drums is just ahead. Matt Psycho just having a little bit of a touch. Rob on drums though on the inside for the next corner. But Matt Psycho then will have the inside as Penguino goes and makes it 3 wide into the corner. Matt Psycho gets himself up into 3rd place. Oh, we can see Bunny sliding everywhere on the exit, and he's lost 2nd place to Matt Psycho. As we look now, Daz has got 4th place Penguino in his sights in the Alfa Romeo. Daz moving himself up into 5th. Rob on drums has dropped from 3rd down to 6th in the space of not very long at all. Daz, though, getting himself up into 4th place past Penguino. The medium tyres on the Alpha, but he's on the outside for the next corner. So he cannot make that stick. We've got Rob on drums sliding all over the place in his Mitsubishi, being overtaken by his teammate. No! De Will is still in 7th place in his Mitsubishi. The Mitsubishi's holding each other up, and AJ Wuhan is in 8th place and chasing them down as we go towards... Oh, they've both gone off the circuit! They've both gone off, and AJ Wuhan's crashed into the gravel! Oh no, I was going to say he's lining up for a great move here, but we've got a Lowy in 11th place. He's going to try and catch up with Jim following. Jonovan is 13th and Gasman down in 14th. Those hard tyres on his Genesis not enjoying it so far, but Tiger leading the race for Nissan and Chris Boo. Tiger leads for Matt Psycho, who's on hard tyres as well, so a tactic from the Genesis boys. Bunny's on his medium tyres. Is in 3rd, 4th place is Penguino. Daz is there. The Alfa Romeo looking very competitive here at Lago. Rob on drums in 6th is the top Mitsubishi runner. De Will is there in 7th with Yokas. He's on mediums unlike his teammates who are both on hards. Tiny Terror is on soft tyres. AJ Wuhan is on medium tyres. Aloe is on the hards. Jim is having a bit of a slide on his mediums. Gasman on the hards, and Jonovan has crashed, I think. So his teammate though, Tiger, leading the race from Matt Psycho, but he's been closed down because Matt Psycho has done the fastest lap of the race so far on lap number 2, a 158.7 compared to a 159.8 by Tiger, and Matt Psycho's on the hard tyres. So Matt Psycho showing everybody why he's leading this championship so far this season. He's won 3 races out of 3. He's aiming to get a 4th. Nobody has won 4 races in GTE in one season. It's only a 5-race championship, but Matt Psycho's going for the perfect sweep. Got the hard tyres to run though at some point in this race. Tiger does not. Tiger's on his mediums. Matt Psycho running on the hards right now though, and is quicker. So that is ominous for Tiger, although Tiger's soft tyres will look good, I think. Tiger's made a mistake though. Tiger has made an error coming out of the corner. Very good time for Tiger. I think Matt's got a 57.4 last week. Says Pat, I'm just getting the messages through. I'm getting some delay on bits and pieces, but Matt Psycho looking very strong here. We can see the mountain in the background, and Matt Psycho's just done a 158.4 on the hard tyres. Tiger is feeling the pressure of the championship leader, catching him from behind. Digweed in the chat has just said he's missed it. So Tiger under pressure from Matt Psycho. 3rd place is Penguino in the Genesis. We've not seen how he's got into 3rd. He's done a 59.2. Daz is doing 201.1s consistently, but he's under pressure from Bunnies, who's behind him in the Nissan. The Nissan driver looking. Will he have a look up the inside of turn number 7? No, he does not. So Bunny's in 5th place. Rob on drums in 6th with DeWill in 7th, chasing him down. These Mitsubishis are very closely matched. They're down in 6th and 7th. Championship leading team in the team's championship. 6th and 7th so far in this race. Yokas is in 8th place. He's running a different strategy to his teammates. AJ Wuhan is in 9th. He'll be hoping for more a more competitive showing. He has had a disconnect so far this season. Jim up into 10th after a poor start. Something happened to him at the start of the race, which does tend to happen for Jim, unfortunately. Things tend to get in his way. Tiny Terror in 12th and 13th place. There he is, Gazman. I had a panic there, we couldn't see him. Something's happened to Gazman as well at the start. He's did 2 minute 31. Jonovan has a couple of poor laps, but he's getting back into the swing of it. His teammate still has the pressure of Matt Psycho behind him, but going into lap number 5, Tiger leads. Thank you everybody that is watching the Sunday Night League. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe. We really appreciate all the views that we get and all the different countries that you are watching from as well. Let us know where you're watching in the chat. Let us know who your favourite drivers are, who you're cheering on as well. I know a few of you have your favourites. I know a few team bosses watch this as well. So Chris Boo is the team boss of Tiger's Nissan team, and he's watching his man currently lead the race. Matt Psycho is in 2nd place in the Genesis by Hyundai. Gazman is the team boss of this team. He is racing currently in the race. Hello everyone, says Chris Boo. There we go, just on time as well, Chris Boo, talking about your man leading the race. There was a 1-2 earlier on in the race, but Bunnies is dropping further down the field. Bunnies is down to 7th place. So Bunnies has had a poor start to this lap, which we won't be able to show you. We don't have replays in GT7, but Penguino pulling away now from Daz. Penguino currently 3rd in the championship, but he's ahead of De Will, but he's behind Tiger. So Tiger and Penguino going into this race were on equal points. Chris Boo says, I was having dinner, no hands to write. Laugh out loud. But Penguino there in 3rd place for the Genesis team. Endurance Note. Hopefully we'll be watching this after a busy weekend for him, after an incredibly busy few months as well. Jim has left the room. Jim has left the room. Rob on drums is getting overtaken. Oh no, sorry, Bunny's overtaking De Will. What has happened to Jim? Hopefully it's just a disconnect. We will get disconnection points. 7th place De Will then, trying to get the move back on Bunnies, who's just overtaking him. The Nissan driver is ahead of us. Bunnies was in 2nd place. He's had a poor lap though. I say that, he did a 2-minute lap time, so actually not a poor lap. Bunnies has just dropped down the field a bit. He's done 2:03s on lap number 4. He's had a big wobble though, coming out turn number 1. And turn number 2. To come through to turn number 4. He's left-handed. Will's got a lot better grip through the corners. 4-wheel drive possibly helping for De Will. We've got a yellow flag somewhere. Oh, Tiny Terror's gone off. He's having issues. I think Jim has had a disconnect, but Matt Psycho has got the lead in his Hyundai. So Matt Psycho now leads from Tiger, but Tiger's having a look. Cheeky little look from Tiger, trying to keep the championship leader under pressure whilst he can, but it's run a little bit wide. Coming through the S's. At the top of the circuit, Matt Psycho leading the race. He's put himself up at the top. He's on the hard tyres. Let's have a look at the fuel levels. They're roughly on the same amount of fuel. But, Matt Psycho's bouncing around a little bit. That's unusual for Matt Psycho. So, interesting. Are we having some connection problems again? And Matt Psycho, he has a commanding lead. He's got a 19-point lead in the championship, so a disconnect wouldn't be awful for him. He could afford it, but it's not what he really wants going into Suzuka. He takes a much tighter line into that penultimate corner than everybody else as well. That's interesting to see. Matt Psycho then leading for Hyundai. Tiger in 2nd place for Nissan, and 3rd is Penguino. Tiger's had to back off as Matt is glitching, says Cinemod. So Matt is glitching. Daz is in 4th place, so Matt Psycho's not having the most stable race, it would seem. 4th place is Daz, having a very strong race for Alfa Romeo. Best result for Daz so far this season is 10th place, so he's a lot higher than that. He had a disconnection in the first round. Round 2 he finished 10th, and then round number 3 at Spa he was not there. So round 1 was at the Red Bull Ring, and then we went to Dragon Trail. Rob on drums is pushing away. Bunnies is still under pressure from De Will in the Mitsubishi. So the Mitsubishi chasing down this Nissan. We've seen these two manufacturers fighting each other all season in the GTE Championship. So De Will is in 7th. Jokas in 8th place, keeping himself to himself, 9 seconds off the back of De Will, 2.5 seconds ahead of the AJ Wuhan. So, AJ Wuhan just having a little bit of a slide as he touched the grass, although there is a little bit of bouncing around and jittering. Gazman in 10th, 13 seconds down from AJ Wuhan, 6 seconds ahead of Aloe. Jonovan again crashing. Tiny Terror in the pits already, so those soft tyres have lasted 6 laps, and he's on the medium tyres. So Tiny Terror has got rid of his softs. He doesn't want to use those tyres again. But Matt Psycho coming across the line, he's setting 1:58.8 compared to a 2 minute by Tiger. So 2.4 seconds is the gap. Tiger losing 6 tenths of a second to Penguino. So Penguino pushing hard on this Genesis, but he's run wide on the exit of turn number 1 a little bit, but he's got away with that there. We see Rob on drums and Bunnies fighting each other for 5th place. Rob on drums has got the inside at turn number 3. And turn number 4's coming up. Bunnies is all over the place, trying to keep this car in a stable position. Coming down now to turn 5. The Nissan driver under pressure. The fast left-right. Going downhill towards the hairpin of turn number 7. Going down to 60 miles an hour. Just over. Runs a little bit wide though again. Rob on drums has got a chance as we go through the quick left-right section coming up towards us of turns 5 and 6. Sorry, turns 8 and 9. Apologies. Bunnies is all over the place. A little bit ahead. He's wobbling on the entrances of the corner, which is making it difficult for Rob on drums as well. But he's running wide though and has lost the position. Rob on drums moves himself back into 5th place for Mitsubishi. Rob on drums is having a very nice race here. He's got 5th place as his teammate now puts the pressure on Tiger. Tiger really struggling to get the power down in that Nissan. Bunny's struggling to get the power down in that Nissan. He's got De Will chasing him very hard, the Frenchman. 2nd in the championship, some strong results early on, but then at Spa not so strong. And down in 7th place as it stands, but we have a yellow flag up ahead of us. We've got a yellow flag. Don't know why. Oh, it's Penguino! Penguino spun out the final corner and has dropped from 3rd place to 7th. Penguino! It's all gone wrong in the final corner. He's down to 7th. He will not be happy with that. He has to regain his composure though. The pace is there in the car. The pace is there in him as well. He's been doing 1:59s and then he did a 2:13 and has lost all of those positions due to the spin. But that means Daz is in 3rd place for Alfa Romeo. They got a podium last time out. Can Daz bring this car to another podium? He's got the medium tyres on. His team are running the softs here at Lago. We are here at Lago Maggiore for round number 4 of the GTE Championship. We have the final round next week at Suzuka because we are the Sunday Night League and we have to finish there. It is in our contract with Suzuka. Wolfbane saying, "Don't curse it, Jam." about me saying that Daz is in third place in an Alfa Romeo, but up at the front is Matt Psycho. We've seen this before, ladies and gentlemen. He's leading this race on lap number 9. He's pushing hard, as always, keeping that car under control. Season 3 of GTE hopefully will be coming to you. Based on this race, looks promising, actually. A week ago it all looked dark and miserable. Today it's all sunny and happy. As we go into lap number 10 of the Sunday Night League GTE Championship Season 2. Season 3 looks like it will be coming. Another 5-round championship. Same format as this. 5 teams, 3 drivers, helping each other out with the tuning and bits and pieces. But the cars that you can pick from might be limited, because we've had different cars each season, we've had different tracks each season as well. So that hopefully will be coming in September. Hopefully, if things stand as it is, hopefully that will be coming in September, because I know it's a popular league. I know we get people asking about it as well. People missed it last week as well, but that was due to the game. But this week the game is looking very nice. It's not being evil at all. Tiger at the moment is second place, 7 seconds behind Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho is on the hards. Look at the tyre wear in comparison. Matt Psycho's hards have barely done anything in comparison to the mediums of Tiger. We're on lap number 10. We're coming to the end, roughly, I would say, of their stint. Although, maybe not. Maybe one stop is possible here. Looking at how far they've gone, and they've got half a tank of fuel. Daz in third place in his Alpha. Medium tyres for him as well, so he will not be wanting to change to the softs, because his teammate Tiny Terror put the softs on at the start of the race and pitted at the end of lap 6. Rob on drums is fighting with his fellow American, so Penguino's got himself back up into 5th place after his error. He's now chasing down Rob on drums. He's got more confidence than his fellow American. The Porsche Cup champion for Season 1, Rob on drums, is under pressure from the newcomer Penguino. He was a YouTube watching sensation at the start of at the start of one of our endurance races, and then joined us for GTE Season 1. And is here enjoying success here in Season 2 for Genesis, driving for Endurance Nut. He's putting the pressure on Rob on drums. Rob on drums defending the inside line off the last 2 corners. He's then managed to keep the inside line, but Penguino looking to do the cutback. Coming out of the final corner, he's put the power down, he's in the slipstream. But Rob on drums having to defend into turn number 1. He's got the inside line. Penguino on the outside. Will he try the cutback out of turn 2? He's got all the power down. He's going for it. He's going for the move. Oh, there's a little touch. A little touch, but Rob on drums is still ahead of Penguino. Penguino pushing like mad against his fellow American. Let's go on board with Penguino. He's got the better exit. He's got the better exit. Will he get down into turn number 5? No, he cannot. There's not really a braking zone into there. Turn 6 and then down to turn 7. Can he make a move up the inside? There's a yellow flag up ahead of us. Is that one of the drivers ahead, or is that a lapped car? It is a lapped car. I think that was Tiny Terror leaving the race. Yes, it was. Tiny Terror out of the race. Penguino looking for an inside move though on Rob on drums. He's got the move done. Beautiful move there by Penguino. Very well paced and patient. Now he's got to close the gap down to Daz, and he has the pace. He's been fighting with the other drivers. Bunny's having a little bit of a struggle through that left-hander, having to run wide. Bunny's really running wide in that Nissan. Not having his best race here, Bunny's. Looking a bit rackety. We're not used to seeing him as a raggedy driver. We're used to seeing him very smooth and getting on the podium, but here at this point in the race he is 6th, and he's falling back behind Rob on drums. So that gap is 1.7 seconds. I say it's falling back. He's closing the gap now to Rob on drums. Rob on drums front's looking quite warm, but so are Bunny's. DeWill is there in 7th. His tyres are in more in a better condition, and his fuel load is looking good. Daz is in the pits for Alfa Romeo. So Daz is in the pits. He drops down the field as Penguino goes back into third place. So his medium tyres looking pretty good. Although Tigers are looking fantastic, but Matt Psycho's just flying away. He's 14 seconds up on Tiger. And Daz has gone onto the soft tyres. So Daz has come out in 7th place on the soft tyres in his Alpha. Tiger there in 2nd. He is pushing for 2nd in the championship. It's between him, Penguino and De Will for that 2nd in the championship. And at this point in time, Tiger looking very strong. He's ahead of Penguino by 18.1 seconds. Penguino made a mistake though on lap number 8 at the beginning of it. Oh, at the end of it, should I say. Going into lap number 9. Rob on drums in 4th, staying strong. He's got bunnies catching him though. De Will is catching bunnies as well. So De Will had a poor lap on lap number 10. He did a 2:13. So he fell back. But Daz, there he is on the soft tyres. Half a tank of fuel in his Alpha. So is he going to get possibly further up the race with that? He's going to have to stop again. Gazman on the hards, got a quarter of a tank left. No, they can't do a one stopper, can they? Oh, AJ Wuhan's showing the back end. Brilliant slide there by AJ, sliding that Alpha out of the corners. Fantastic to see. Just pushing it like mad. Aloe in 10th place. Having a quiet race today. Bjorkas is in 11th. And Jonovan in 12th. Blue flags are waving for him. Like the fact it had Penguino there at the bottom, but there is Rob on drums in 7th place, coming in for his stop in the Mitsubishi. His tyres are worn out, so he's not happy with those tyres. Coming in, AJ Wuhan is on the medium still from the start of the race. Hards for Aloe, who is still going round. Yokas on the hards now as well, so Yokas has had a stop. He must have had a stop on lap number 10 because he's on his out lap. Jonovan, when he's had a stop. But there's Matt Psycho leading the race behind Jonovan. Hopefully Jonovan sees him. I think he sees him. Oh no! Hold on a second. Well, that's not going to make Matt Psycho very happy. Trying to lap somebody and they hit you. Takes a much tighter line, Matt Psycho, in that penultimate turn. Tiger is 20 seconds behind him, falling back. Those medium tyres are shot. You'd probably do best to put a new set of mediums on, or try the hard tyre and run long with those. Penguino in 3rd. He is running out of fuel. So the Genesis is quite thirsty. Tiger coming into the pits. He's got a quarter of a tank in comparison to Penguino's full tank that he's used. Tiger's used 3/4 of a tank. In he comes then in the Nissan on the medium tyres. The man putting pressure on Matt Psycho early on in the race, and Penguino in the pits as well. Bunny's not pitting. So he's going an extra lap to his teammate. De Will has got Daz getting past him. So Daz on the fresh softs has got himself up past De Will. And that is a pit stop difference between the two drivers. De Will has still got a quarter of a tank of fuel left. I wonder if he'll be pushing to see if he can do a one-stopper. He tried it at Spa. He could be doing it here. Tiger out of the pits on medium tyres, so that confirms that Tiger is doing another stop, because He's got the softs to run later in the race, and he's got just about 8/10 of the tank of fuel. Oh, AJ Wuhan's left as well. He was running in 9th place, so he's lost connection. 14 laps into this race, Rob on drums is on the hard tyres now. So Rob on drums on hards. Yokas in 10th place. In his Hyundai 11th is Jonovan, so we've lost quite a few. It's saying there's 13 in the race, but there aren't. There's 11 drivers left in this race. We've lost 3 drivers then in this race. Matt Psycho then leading for Hyundai. He hasn't done his first stop yet. His fuel is flashing, but he could do another couple of laps. He could do a one-stopper. I think he's trying to push these hards as long as he can go. Bunnies is running out of tyre because here is Daz in the Alfa Romeo. Could we see? Oh, he's pulled up the inside of Bunnies. Nicely done by Daz. Daz puts himself on 2nd place on the road in the Alfa Romeo. Very competitive showing from him. De Will keeps going in the Mitsubishi. He is there in 3rd, but he's got Tiger in 4th chasing him down. So Tiger has just done his outlap. Gazman still going round on hard tyres, setting 201s. He would have been very high up in this race if it hadn't been for that first lap. Something must have happened for him. Penguino not getting past Bunnies. Yes, he does. Penguino gets past Bunnies, so moves himself back into a race position ahead of Bunnies, who's gone onto the softs himself. There is Rob on drums on his hard tyres. He'll be going fairly long, I would think, on those. Yokas on his hards. Aloy coming in now for his stop in the Genesis. And Jonovan coming round. Tyres are worn. Matt Psycho, lap 15, he comes into the pits. He's not going to be able to do a one-stop race. He's going to have to do 2 stops. So he comes down the pit lane. He will, though, come out ahead of Daz, I believe. So he then... But best lap, purple lap times for Daz. Daz is setting purple lap times in the Alpha. Not expecting any rain here at Lago, but it is getting darker. We're racing into the evening here at the Italian circuit. Matt Psycho coming out the pits on medium tyres. So Matt Psycho has got a very large lead indeed, but Daz is still purple. Can he set the fastest lap of the race so far? Yes, he does. Only just. It's 85 thousandths of a second quicker than Matt Psycho. So Daz has just set his fastest lap of the race in that Alpha. He's going to be racing. Oh, Jonovan nearly took out his teammate. That is 2 incidences of Jonovan being lapped that, yes, I don't know what to say about that. But there is De Will in 4th place. Bunnies is in 5th in his Nissan. 6th place is Penguino. He's got to put the pressure back on. He's lost positions in the shuffle. He's on the mediums again. He's got to run on the hards at some point. We've got Bunnies running a bit wide though, going into turn 13. And then we've got, turn number 4. Got lost on the circuit. We're in turn 5 and 6 and then moving towards turn number 7. Bunnies is running that Nissan so close to the edge of the circuit on all of the exits. Penguino not so much that time round. Gazman has made his pit stop and he's on the mediums now. So Gazman running on the medium tyres. Rob on drums on the hards behind him, so Gasman has to run away now from Rob on drums. He's gained a lot of time, Gasman, in comparison to Rob on drums. Jokas in 9th place on the hards. So he's running, as I say, a slightly different strategy to his teammates. And having a competitive race, 7th, 9th and 1st positions for the Hyundais. Aloy in 10th in his Genesis. And 11th place is Jonovan, who's just been lapped by De Will, but Matt Psycho leading the race then by 19.7 seconds ahead of Daz in the Alpha. He's looked strong all season, Matt Psycho, in this car. He's setting purple lap times as well. Let's go on board with him through this right, left, right. Full commitment from the championship leader. He's very happy this season in this car. Chilton's Trust is on his helmet there, left hand side, just next to the timing tower. Children's Trust do a lot of work for families in the UK who have children sick at hospital. It allows them to stay close to the hospital. It's a fantastic charity. If you can spare a moment, go to their website and just donate a little bit of money, what you can. Greatly received. In these tough times, obviously, things are very tough, and Matt Psycho just sets the fastest lap of the race by 007. So he is pushing hard. He wanted that fast lap back. He's got it back. He's pushing hard with Daz chasing him down. Daz. He's in the 159s, so he's not going too slow. He's got the pace to keep Tiger where he is. Tiger setting some nice times though. 159.0. De Will though under pressure. Oh no, De Will coming into the pits. I thought he was being under pressure from Bunnies, but Bunnies is under pressure from Penguino. Penguino fighting back. Penguino briefly ahead, but then this left-right of the final two corners. Penguino though has a chance into turn number 1. There's not much of a braking zone, but there is enough of one if you can get up the inside. Here he comes, Penguino. No, he positions himself, puts the pressure on Bunnies, maybe trying to get the better exit as they approach turn number 2. The Genesis driver pushing the Nissan driver. Oh, Bunnies all over the curb. Don't want to be on the sausage curbs. You can see how unsettled his Nissan was by that action. De Will getting onto the hard tyres. Now, De Will, I think, can do a one-stopper. He's gone onto the hards, and he's on lap number 18. We've got to do 18 laps on those hards. He can do that. So, Penguino, 5th place, putting the pressure on Bunnies. Gasman in 6th. And a competitive showing in the Hyundai. 7th, Rob on drums, but his teammate 3 seconds behind him. Rob on drums is doing an extra stop to De Will. I don't think De Will is stopping again. Now, I tried this at Spa and it didn't quite work. It may work here though, at Lago. It's a shorter track. Don't curse it, Jam. I've missed racing. You bet I'll be back for season 3, says Wolfbane. So season 3, that is one of our fast drivers, Wolfbane, coming out of the team boss enclosure to race again. He was in the top 5 last season. Getting the Aston Martin, he's the Formula X champion and he's coming back. He wants to have a fight for the championship, possibly. Hopefully, we'll get a few of our other drivers. Illusion unable to take part this season, and Silent Wolf unable to take part this season as well. So they were very fast last season. Matt Psycho sweat a lot. Jocas in ninth place. Pole is having a good drive at this moment in time. It's a 2:10 though, so not without error. Aloe 2:28 and 2:14, although I think those were pit stops. In the 2:01, so he's got rid of his hard tyre. Jonovan just set his fastest lap at 2:01.2. Matt Psycho, wow. A 1:57.115 and a 1:57.181 on his previous two tours of the circuit. It's going to the end of this lap. Again, that tighter line, it's interesting. Everybody else goes a lot wider than Matt through that corner. Just give him better pace. This looks quick. Oh! He's just showing off now. Look at that, 1:57.1, 1:57.1, 1:57.1. When you are on form, you're on form. And Matt Psycho is a man on form. He's got another 16 laps to do, including the one they're on, to win this. Daz in the pits then. Daz coming in. Now, will he go on to the medium tyres again? I suspect so. He's in a battle to get himself into a podium position. This Alpha has run very strong for Daz. Daz back on form in his helmet as well. Fantastic looking helmet there from Daz. Bunny's in fourth place though. He will return onto the podium step with Penguino. No, he will not. There is Daz out of the pits, back on soft tyres as well. So is Daz just doing fast stints, going as fast as he can on soft tyres? He'll stop again with that fuel load. And I think that is the case. And Daz Chris Boo also saying he's thinking about the same thing, Wolfbane. So Chris Boo, another quick driver on his day, ready to come back for season number 3 of GTE. I think we've got a championship getting back. I know, as I say, a lot of you enjoy these races. Like, share, subscribe to us if you have not done so already. We are 2 subscribers away from 100, which we are a small channel, but we get phenomenal views. And thank you everybody that joins us and watches these GT7 races on a Sunday night. It's really appreciated and really is a reason we keep coming and showing you these races. Oh, Bunnies is fighting there with Penguino. He is fighting hard still. Penguino and Bunnies are fighting cat and dog, or Bunnies and Penguin. Bunnies is pulling away though, because Penguino is sliding that Genesis out of the corners, but we've seen this before from Penguino. He slides that car out of corners and doesn't really lose that much time. Quite aggressive on the turn-in, but it generates enough speed for him. He's really gelled with this Genesis this season. Drove for Subaru last season. Had some strong shows of pace, but this season's really been a breakthrough for him. Sliding the car, has lost a bit of time actually there. Bunny's breakthrough season was last season in GTE, where he finished 3rd in the championship. It's consistent and always on the podium. Here he's been a bit more inconsistent with his lines, but he's still in 4th. And he's got Daz in touching distance, as Daz is coming up to Jonovan, up ahead of him. Daz setting some nice time, Jonovan getting the blue flags. Tiger there in 2nd place. We've not seen much of Tiger. 1:59s as well for him. He's setting consistent times on his medium tyres. So he's happily carrying on those. Jonovan letting Daz past. Daz setting his fastest time into the 2nd sector. So on board with Daz through the left, right. Just Need to get off the power wall there now as well, with the pit complex on the left-hand side. Down this left-hander, which can be tricky. So there's a bit of brake by Daz, but nicely done. Not locking up, not going too hard. Tiger mentioned Yoka stopped on an apex of the corner. I'm getting messages at different points. Looks like there might be a space for me again as a team director's box soon. Not wanting to push anyone out though, says Pat. Pat, you would be more than welcome to be your team boss again. Fantastic team boss. He's been team boss in Formula X. He's also a fantastic reserve as well. Some great results so far. Here we have Penguino and Bunnies racing each other hard. Let's watch this for a lap. We'll see where the differences are between these two cars. Bunnies is holding Penguino at arm's length. Penguino carrying a lot more speed through the corner, getting a good line. Bunnies goes a bit wider than Penguino, it seems, through there. You can see the light is fading here at Lago. Oh, Bunnies again using all of the exit and more. Penguino sliding the car. We're going to have a move between these two at some point soon. Penguino looking very strong, but he's got the outside line for the hairpin. Can he dip up the inside? He can. Can he get it on the exit? No, he can't. I don't think. I think the Nissan's just got the grunt going up the hill, but Penguino's got a very good run. It's a left-hander. It's a tight left-hander. There's no benefit being on the inside of this corner because it's immediately turning right. And it's single file again. So Bunnies and Penguino are having an absolute tussle between the two of them. Bunnies having to defend the inside now, going down to turn 13. You can see the different lines being taken by the drivers. Penguino going wider on the entrance. Oh no, but Bunnies has made a mistake on the exit, and Penguino puts himself up into 4th place. Penguino in 4th. Bunnies drops down to 5th. They were having a fantastic fight. Those soft tyres of Bunnies may be coming to the end of their life, but he's putting the pressure on Penguino still. Penguino having a wobble. Can Bunnies get past the American? And can they both catch Daz? I believe Daz has to stop again. This could be the battle for the final step on the podium. Oh, Penguino's hit the barrier on the exit of the final corner. It is not over yet, this fight. Full 4th place on the road, possibly 3rd place in the race. Gasman there in 6th. He's got Rob on drums in 7th with his one-stopping teammate only 1.6 seconds behind him. So DeWill putting himself in a strong contention. Those Mitsubishis falling down the field. Jokas in 9th place, Polish driver. In 10th is Aloe, and then a minute behind him is Jonovan. Psycho though leading the race by 44 seconds. He is in a world of his own at the moment. Tiger in the 2 minutes. So they're both in on the same tyre, but Psycho's 2 seconds a lap quicker than Tiger. Tiger though in 2nd place, with Daz in 3rd. Look at the beautiful sky and setting sun. Sunday night peak here on the GT7. Like, share, subscribe. Tell us where you're watching from as well, because we're live here every Sunday night. Next week we have got Suzuka for the final round of the GTE Championship. It was meant to be this week, but last week's race had to be postponed due to game problems. First time for that, but tonight we seem to have run pretty well. This is the best it seems to have run for a long time. Penguino there in 4th place. He's now shook off Bunnies. He's got past him. What lap times is he doing now? He's past Bunnies, going a second quicker. Now he's got past Bunnies, so Bunnies, his soft tyres are looking very worn. Gazman has got Jonovan behind him. So Gazman catching Bunnies up actually, so Gazman could get a top 5 position here. Mama Sykes says. Sorry, Mama Sykes. Rob on drums is in 7th with De Will behind him, so this is the battle for top Mitsubishi in the race, and that is only 7th place. Mitsubishi leading the team championship. Digweed not here tonight. I think he got his timings wrong or something. He missed the start of the race. He won't get any points for that. So De Will chasing down his American teammate Rob on drums. The final championship spot in the team's championship is going to be incredibly close. Can Matt Psycho win the championship then, with it standing like this? Not quite. He will have as it stands, he will have a 24-point lead over Tiger. So as it stands, he cannot win the championship right now. 25 points for a win. So Matt Psycho didn't race next week, then he wouldn't be champion, but he just has to finish the race next week, turn up for the race next week. This last place gets you 2 points. Matt Psycho there leading the race. He's coming into the pits this lap. So 10 laps left for him. He's got a 1:57.1 to beat on his medium tyres. Absolutely flying the Hyundai driver. If he can win every single race, that will be dominance we've not seen in the Sunday Night League before. It's driving very well. Tiger showing how good he is as well. Great to see this from Tiger. He currently, as it stands, will move up into 2nd place in the championship. 24 points behind Matt Psycho. So if he won at Suzuka and Matt Psycho didn't turn up, then Tiger would be champion. Daz is there in 3rd place. Matt Psycho coming into the pits. Daz having a strong race, but he is going to have to pit. But he'll be on the soft tyres, and he'll be hoping that those softs, he's running in the 1:59s, although Peregrino is in 2-minute lap times. Now he's got clear of Bunnies. You can see the difference between him and Bunnies. Bunnies' tyres are absolutely worn out. Bunnies has gone very long on these softs. He's gone longer than anybody else has. But he's losing time. He's lost lots of time in comparison to Penguino. He's lost 6.5 seconds in the past 2 laps to Penguino. And he's falling into the clutches of Gazman. Gazman will be pitting this lap as well. Gazman doing exactly the same stops as his team leader and the championship leader, Matt Psycho. Putting all the trust in his team leader is Gazman. But there's a reason Gazman bid so high for Matt Psycho. A record 34 tokens spent on Matt Psycho. The team bosses only have 45 tokens to spend on the drivers. But Gazman wanted his man, and his man is leading the championship and is on the cusp of winning it. Gazman into the pits. He's 1 second behind Bunnies now. 1.2. It's a battle of the pits between the Hyundai and the Mitsubishi pit crews. South Korea versus Japan. What will they do? In goes Bunnies. Fuel. Gazman has less fuel. Gazman could jump Bunnies in the pits. We don't have pit races normally in SNL. There he goes. And Gazman, look at this. They are so close to each other. And they've just been overtaken by Jonovan. Jonovan's got in between. And Jonovan, oh no! Gazman's hit the back of Jonovan. don't know what to say. It's not often. Well, what is Gasman thinking? In his helmet, he was all over the back of bunnies as they came out of the pits. And then the lacked car of Jonovan seemed to get in the way. It's tricky to say what happened. Rob on drums is in 6th. He's now behind his teammate DeWill. DeWill putting himself up into 5th place on this one-stop strategy. Penguino coming into the pits. Penguino will drop behind DeWill, I think. And Daz, well, could DeWill put himself up into 3rd place? He has been sort of nowhere in this race, but he's only doing a one-stop strategy. He's on the harder tyres though. So DeWill, 5th place. Penguino is in the pits. And he's still in the pits, and DeWill is passing him. DeWill has moved himself up into 4th place. Penguino comes out of the pits on his hard tyres and is behind Bunnies. So there it is again. Bunnies ahead of Penguino. Penguino's filled up with fuel. That is the Genesis's weakness then. You can't fuel save in it. Oh, hard tyres for Penguino, not his friend either. Bunny's setting a purple lap time in sector 1. Hard tyres for DeWill. 46 seconds between him and Daz. Daz is going to pit at the end of this lap. He's coming through the final few corners. So is Tiger. Tiger will pit as well. Matt Psycho is driving to the end of this race. Matt Psycho is going to have a huge lead by the end of this race. It'll be over a minute, I suspect. Tiger into the pits. Daz will also come into the pits. And this is where it becomes very interesting for DeWill, because DeWill is on the cusp of overtaking Daz. DeWill is in that ballpark. He has the hard tyres on though. Daz will go onto the softs. I think Daz has got 3rd place. Possibly. Out goes Tiger. Out of the pits he comes. It's 55 seconds behind Matt Psycho. On the soft tyres goes Tiger. Daz in 3rd place. And he's done his stop. So DeWill hasn't got the stop done. He hasn't made the move. No. So he's half a minute behind. He's got Bunnies catching him. Bunnies is on these soft tyres, so he's going to have so much more speed than DeWill, who's on the hard tyres in his Mitsubishi. Bunnies in 5th. I wonder what Gasman's thinking. Watching this and seeing Bunnies in 5th, and knowing he was all over the back of Bunnies. Bunnies trying to challenge for 4th place. Can he make the move? He's going round the outside of turn number 7. No, he cannot, but he'll get the exit speed. He's got the speed. Will he make a move into turn number 8? It will be brave. It will be very brave, but I think he's going to do it. Yes, he does. DeWill says, I can't challenge you through the corners. He thinks better of it. Penguino has got the pressure then of Gasman behind him. Rob on drums in 8th. Setting his best times. He was fighting with his teammate earlier on in the race for 7th and 8th, but his teammate's dropping down the field. Nice helmet there from Rob. I wish I could show you it on GT Sport. I could. So far though, GT7 I can't show you it. Got Yokas in 9th, 10th is Aloe, and Yonovan is in 11th place. But Matt Psycho leads the race. He's approaching Rob on drums, who's in 8th. To lap him. There are 6 more laps left of this race for Matt Psycho. And he just cruising towards. He still on 1:56.8 on lap number 28. I say he's cruising. He's probably going to do another 1:56 right now. He's probably gone quicker. No, he hasn't. It's only a 57.0. Slacking. A 1:56.8 from Matt Psycho. Fantastic run. Oh, he's run wide though. So catching up with Rob on drums. Tiger though, setting purples. We will see what he can do. So he's gone through the first 2 sectors, setting purple sectors. It's 1.1 second up on his best lap. Tiger trying to get that purple lap away from Matt Psycho. And Nissan has looked strong here. It'll be interesting to see how Tiger feels. 2nd place is a good result. But finishing around a minute behind the winner, I don't know how you'd feel about that. 1:57.8, so a second off Matt Psycho's time. Matt Psycho just seems to come alive in that final sector. There we have Daz, a 1:59.0. Okay, so that, just a little bit of time lost actually by Daz, but he's on soft tyres, so is Tiger though. So they're both on softs. Both on similar fuel as well. Daz will be pushing hard though. But 3rd place in this Alpha. As I say, best result so far this season is 10th, which is not what Daz is. Daz is not a 10th place driver. He is in 3rd place in this car on merit. He's 21 seconds ahead of Bunnies now. He's 1.2 seconds ahead of DeWill. So Bunny's not getting rid of DeWill. Penguino's got Gazman right behind him, so battle of the Genesises. Penguino and Gazman. The Genesis team not having their best night so far. Jim, who lost early on in the race. So Hyundai looking like they've got a very strong result here. In the team championship, Mitsubishi not as strong. It could all be there to play for in the final round. Gazman, Chris Boo, and Cool Duboy for Mitsubishi will be looking for that title. I don't think Genesis are having a strong enough race here to put themselves into contention for it, although mathematically they possibly still could get it into the final round. Alfa Romeo lost both AJ Wuhan and Tiny Terror to disconnects, but Daz is in 3rd place. Matt Psycho leading the race for Hyundai. He's got nearly a minute lead over his championship rival, Tiger. Tiger will be the only driver, if it stays like this, who can beat Matt Psycho into the final round. And Daz has just lost some more time. Daz isn't going to close onto Tiger, so Matt Psycho really relying on Tiger, pushing too hard, trying to get this purple last lap. Psycho leading by nearly a minute, as I say. He's doing 157s consistently. He's been as low down as a 156.8 on lap number 28. Tiger then. Still setting good consistent lap times, although he did a 2-minute lap time on his last one. But Daz lost time as well, so Daz trying to get himself back up the field. Bunnies is pushing away from De Will. Penguino has got Gasman all over the back of him. The American in 6th place is pushing. But so is Gasman. Gasman's made a mistake. He's run wide at turn 13. He's lost a lot of time. He's on medium tyres compared to the hards of Penguino. Penguino on the hard tyres. Gasman has used his hards already in the race. In the middle sector of the stint. Sorry, the beginning of the race, should I say. He's pulled himself back into the contention. He was unlucky coming out of the pits. He was in a fight with Bunnies. He's down in 7th place as a result of that. Rob on drums in 8th place. Setting the 2-minute lap times. Yokas in 9th. Aloe in 10th. Quick lap times from Aloe, 159.9. Setting blue sectors again. Johnny Van. Again, setting 2-minute lap times. Matt Psycho, the man in the lead. He's got just over 2 and a bit laps left. Actually, he's just started his 33rd lap. So he's got just over 2 3/4. There it is, the minute has come up for Tiger. Got 10-second lead though over Daz. Daz, say it quietly, is in 3rd place for Alfa Romeo. Could this be 2 podiums in a row for Alfa? On Italian soil as well. Alfa Romeo having their best run in Daz. Good qualifying session as well for Daz. Got that up the field. Bunny's in 4th, running wide though. Still under pressure from De Will. Bunny's is wearing those tyres out. De Will is not, and De Will set at 159.8. Bunny's set at 201.1. On his last lap. This lap 20.9, 20.1, so roughly the same lap times from Bunnies and De Will. Bunnies on soft tyres whilst De Will is on hards. They can see the Lago in the background, the lake of Maggoire. We are here at Lake Maggoire. Like, share, subscribe if you have not done so already. It really helps us. It's really great to see as well. Random comments coming up on the screen. We're here next week for Suzuka, the final round of GTE Season 2. We also have an endurance race, a team endurance race at the Nürburgring, scheduled for the 21st of August. It is in Group 2 cars, unusually, though, for the Sunday night league. It will become a Group 3 league. We'll just kick out the Group 3s for that race and bring in the GT cars, the Super GT cars, for that round, if we can get enough people to sign up. If not, then we may have to have a look at it and think again. Jonathan spun again. Matt Psycho, though, leading now. He's just got 2 laps to get his Hyundai through to the finish. So, Wolfbane, a testament to how well Matt is driving this season. I would finish around a minute off the leaders in 5th place in that slow Aston. So, there you go. Matt Psycho is driving phenomenally quick for Wolfbane. Because Wolfbane was a minute off in the Aston Martin last season and finishing in 5th. So Matt Psycho is dominating this championship as it stands. Sun is setting here in Italy. You can see the headlights on the Nissan of Tiger. He's the man currently in 2nd, and as I say, the only man that can technically beat Matt Psycho as we go into the final round. That's based on my mathematics here in a darkening room as well. I haven't turned the light on, which is a rookie error from myself. I can barely see my notes because I'm old-fashioned and I use pen and paper. But as far as I can tell, the gap would increase by 3 points between Matt Psycho and Tiger, and it's currently 21 points. So, as it stands, 24 points would be the gap. Going into the final round. Daz in 3rd place in that Alfa Romeo. We can start looking and thinking about the podium, the celebrations from Alfa Romeo. It's a hard car to drive, this car. But Daz is driving it superbly. De Will is in 4th place. Bunnies, what has happened there? Bunnies is down in 7th place. Has Bunnies crashed on those soft tyres? It really looks like he has. He's lost so much time. De Will then putting himself back into 4th place, although he is flashing with fuel. He should be able to get to the end. Penguino on his hard tyres has got rid of Gasman. Bunnies, a mistake on the softs at the end of the race has dropped him. Matt Psycho on his final lap. He's coming through the final few corners. It has been an absolutely dominant performance by the championship leader. He is going to do it. He's going to make 4 wins out of 4 in the GTE championship in season number 2. He will go to Suzuka hoping to win the championship and make it 5 out of 5. Matt Psycho wins for Hyundai. Fantastic result from Matt Psycho. Well done to him. Tiger is in 2nd place. Let's have a look and see what is happening further down the field. Bunnies and Gasman. Oh, Gasman, Bunnies is pushing. Those tyres are absolutely torn to pieces from Bunnies. He's struggling. Rob on drums finishes in 8th place. And Tiger coming round the final few corners then. I say the final few corners, he's actually got to get to turn 14, 15, 16 and 17, so we've got a few corners left. Turn 14, the left-hander into the right-hander. Tiger coming round. You see how dark it's got towards the end of this race as well. Conditions not looking perfect anymore compared to the beautiful afternoon that we had at the start of the race, but Tiger will come 2nd for Nissan. And he will put them in a very strong position in the Teams Championship. Well done to Tiger. Daz is in 3rd place. Let's see who else is finishing. Yokas has finished for Hyundai. Lowy has finished for Genesis. And Yonovan has finished for Nissan. 2 laps down on the race winner. Here comes Daz though. 3rd place for Alfa Romeo. He will not believe that. 3rd place for him. Congratulations to Daz. 4th place is going to be De Will on the one-stop strategy. It worked here for him. 4th place for him. Penguino in 5th. Gasman is going to finish in 6th place for Hyundai. Oh, hello. It's a little bit sketchy there. And Bunnies in 7th in his Nissan. Those tyres absolutely worn out at the end. Rob on drums in 8th. 9th is Yokas. 10th is Aloe. And 11th is Yonavan. But it's the man at the front. He's done 1,000 miles now in that Hyundai. It is Matt Psycho. Well done to him. A win here at Lago. 4 wins out of 4. Another fastest lap as well. I think he's got all fastest laps as well this season. He hasn't got all the pole positions. De Will needs third to stay in the chase, says Mika. Yes, and he's out in 4th. But he managed to get up the field. Tiger in 2nd place. Is Nissan the only car that can beat Matt Psycho now? Daz in 3rd place. Fantastic result for Daz. As I say, 10th place was the best for him. But the winner here at Lago Maggiore was Matt Psycho. Pole position, fastest lap, and the win. Fantastic result for Matt Psycho yet again. And that's 4 out of 4. Join us next week for Suzuka, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and thank you all for everything else. Westlife playing in the Hyundai Garage post-race a world of his own, says Pat. Pat would know. Pat has had Matt Psycho as a driver in previous seasons. So thank you everybody that has watched us tonight. Thank you very much. It really does mean a lot. And join us next week for round 5, the final round. The team's championship is all up for grabs. And Matt Psycho hasn't been declared the winner of the championship yet. But 4 out of 4. Can he make it 5 out of 5? Join us next week here at the Sunday Night League. Like, share and subscribe. And thank you very much to everybody.